Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Costanza, a podcast about something. I am your host, Joe Costanza, or Steve.
And and Jake from State Farm.
This is episode 42. I'm here as usual with D4 and Stefan and Jacob.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello,
everybody. Yo, what's up?
Don't know where Tasha or Venomizer is. I hate not knowing where they are, but that's fine. So today we're gonna be talking about a few things. It's Minecraft Day apparently. It's been
what?
How do I say this without sounding condescending? It's been interesting, to say the least, about Minecraft in theaters. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. But first, we're gonna be talking about my personally my most anticipated movie of the year, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I got a second trailer.
Yeah.
Did any of you see the trailer?
Yes, I have. It turns out
No.
I actually accidentally saw the trailer as an advertisement.
Jacob,
Oh.
I'm hearing that go.
Yeah, I can hear it too through your mic.
Okay, hold on. Let me reconnect, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, alright.
Continue.
Anyway,
Alright, good.
I think I still hear it.
I don't hear it anymore.
You don't hear it?
Well, I hear it faintly, but I guess keep going.
Alright.
I saw it through an advertisement on accident, and it turns out I actually did see the second trailer, and it looks really, really good. I'm really excited about it. Because I loved the last movie. It was better than I expected it was going to be, but like the third Mission Impossible onwards were like really, really good.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the second one I hated.
Yeah,
I didn't like the second one.
I didn't like 2 either. D4, Jacob, have any of you seen it?
I haven't seen any of the newer ones. I think I watched the first one with my dad, but my dad's a huge Mission Impossible fan. So when he saw this trailer came out, he was kind of ecstatic about it, but he's a huge Tom Cruise fan, so seeing another movie kind of like he's really excited. And also, isn't this one in like parts and stuff?
Yeah, the last movie was called, I think, Dead Reckoning Part 1, and this one was going to be Part 2, but they decided to just call it the final one.
Okay, that's
The
what I
Final
thought.
Reckoning.
Yeah, I heard so. Yeah.
It's kind of weird, because you're just going to watch like Dead Reckoning Part 1, and you're like, wait, where's Part 2?
Yep,
Yeah.
and you're not even gonna know.
It's like Infinity War Part 1 and 2. Part 2 was just Endgame.
But, no, I mean, that it was never released like that. They released it with the title Part 1, and they were like, actually, let's not make it Part
Let's
Part
not
1.
make it Part 2. Let's just call it The Final Reckoning to confuse with the audience.
Right.
Man.
The final part.
The final part. Even though we already probably know it's not going to happen. There's probably going to be 80 million more of these, because Tom Cruise wants to do this till he's 90.
Yep, and they make a lot of money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 20 years later. Hey, we're rebooting the Mission Impossible.
Though I do think that Tom Cruise is going to direct the Mission Impossibles if they're going to reboot it or something. Because I think
I can
he's
see
learned
that.
from the best.
True.
What do you think
Yeah.
they would do if they rebooted it? Like, do you think that it'd just be kind of the same stuff, just with different actors, or do you think they'd try to like make a spin-off of its own like original concept?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it depends on the ending of this film. Whether it's like a pass the torch type of moment, or Ethan Hunt just straight up dies. I don't know. It's all up to the ending of this film.
Yeah. You guys hear me good now?
Yeah, I can hear
What? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Alright. Yeah, yeah, I can't wait for this one. I think I've seen like I don't really necessarily seen like the Mission Impossible movies like in order per se. I kind of seen like, Dead Reckoning, I think those were like in parts, I believe. And then I've seen like the earlier Mission Impossible movies as well. So, but like I always get a kick out of them. Me and my best friend down here. Yeah, we're big Tom Cruise fans. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed it. We're definitely gonna go check it out on May 24th for this final chapter. So
If you haven't already, see Mission Impossible Fallout is the one with Henry Cavill. I definitely recommend that one.
Okay.
Which one was that? Was that the fifth one or fourth?
The sixth.
Sixth. Okay.
Yeah.
6-1. Okay.
It's the one where they fought in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was funny
True.
and awesome. The first Mission Impossible, I remember I first watched it years ago, but it was okay. But when the third one onwards was like really good.
Yeah.
Like that's when it started to get like really, really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do agree on that. It definitely started getting like really good once the third movie came out, and then it was just from here on out it was just banger after banger after banger. What franchise can you say has amazing movies up to movie 7 or 8? You know, like not even Star Wars has that kind of luck.
Despicable Me tries. It's gonna hit it.
Despicable Me 1, 2, 3. What is it? Minions 1 and
Wait.
2.
They're gonna milk the cash cow as long as they can, man.
I mean-
Stupid yellow banana frick.
Harry Potter had like 7 or 8 movies. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's true. Star Wars
Yeah,
has a good
that's
amount.
true. I do think Mission Impossible is better than Harry Potter though, because I didn't really care for Chamber of Secrets
Well,
or
yeah.
Deathly Hallows Part 1.
All right. So let me ask you this question: is Mission Impossible better than 007?
Ooh.
By a country mile, yes.
Really? Oh,
Really?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
By
I don't know
a
about
huge
that.
Country mile. Like that and John Wick are definitely the two best action franchises ever.
How recently have you watched 007?
yeah.
I haven't. I just know it's better.
Joe,
Okay then. Okay.
listen,
I've seen
You
clips,
you
though.
haven't you haven't seen I don't think any James Bond movies, Joe.
Neither have
You haven't
you.
seen any. I
Don't
know.
place my boy
But
down
you
so
don't get to
far.
have an opinion. You don't get to say something's better than the other. You don't get to have an opinion if
Yeah,
you
but I
haven't seen
don't-
it.
Like, I highly
You can't
doubt the
do
best
that.
James Bond movie can beat the best John Wick or Mission Impossible movie.
You don't know that. You don't have the right to an opinion.
You'd be surprised.
All right. Like I would say this. Okay. Like at least watch the Pierce Brosnan 007 movies, like GoldenEye.
Ooh.
I did
Yeah.
hear they're good.
They're really good. Yeah, that's my favorite James Bond of all time. All right.
Mhm.
That's my favorite James Bond of all time. Well, personally, because I grew up with that particular James Bond, like in the '90s. But like, yeah, dog. I think he's like the best of all time.
So didn't they have like James Bond since like what, the 60s or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
since
so
the
since
Connery days.
since Doctor No, which was the first one from 1962. But like,
Yeah,
they-
James Bond is very popular.
very popular. It's very old too.
It's like Star Trek, how that started off with like the 60s and stuff.
Yeah.
But the problem is with that show is that all the shows are like canon. So if you wanted to watch it in order, you have to go all the way back to like the 60s show and watch like thousands of episodes.
I think Roger Moore is like my second favorite James Bond of all time. But like, yeah. But I know we're not talking about 007 right now, but I'm just very surprised that we
No,
watched
we're just talking
one
about
film.
action films in general. Like, I guess going
That's
back
great.
onto Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
as you can see from the picture, Tom Cruise is doing an insane stunts right here. And he actually did this, and I think he nearly died doing it. So it's gonna be a hell of a movie. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Wow, this guy's he really is one of the goats. He does all his own stunts, man. Like
Yeah.
I praise him to this day for that. That's awesome. I think he did the same thing in Top Gun, right? Top Gun on Maverick. And they were really up in the air with the aircraft.
Yeah, but they didn't fly the planes. They were in the air, but they didn't pilot the planes. It was like professional air pilots, but they were in like the cockpit.
Okay.
So it wasn't like CGI nonsense. It was actually them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, I did enjoy all the stunts in the Mission Impossible franchise. Like, the one that comes to mind is the Burj Khalifa stunt where he climbs up that tall building. That was fucking nuts. And like where he holds onto a plane with not this kind of plane, but like a modern airplane. I think he holds on like the side door. There's a lot of insane stunts that he does in the franchise. But yeah, I think it's kind of the same trailer as the first one, just nothing. Let me turn the music down. Like, nothing's really been shown other than like kind of the same stuff. Like Tom Cruise says, "I need you to trust me one last time." Somebody is definitely gonna die in here. I don't know if it's gonna be Ethan himself or it's Benji or somebody important. Like I already know somebody's gonna bite the dust. Just to get like that shock factor.
It seems like every single movie people die.
Yeah, I see that too.
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of like the cliche shock factor, you know, like, oh my gosh, Foggy's dead, or something like that. Like it's like all that type of stuff, or like, oh my gosh, Iron Man, or something like that. You know, Wolverine, or fucking I don't know. It's just somebody always dies in these films, which is just. It's...
Kind of like Quicksilver in the Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just cliche at this point. Like, do something else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm. I don't know what's going on with that mask that he puts on his face, like to see and interpret everything like psychologically. That seemed like an interesting factor.
They always have like unique technology in these films. Like there's like a machine that copies people's faces through like a machine, and it's like a mask or something, and it can copy their voice, which is really cool. Ironically, that showed up in the worst one, which is 2, and it never left. So that's like one of the only few things that 2 did right.
Oh yeah, but when they copied the voice.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about it too. I just remember not liking it. I thought it was dumb. That's the only Mission Impossible I would say is actually bad.
Yeah,
I just
do
really
agree.
did not like 2 at all.
All I remember is that he rock climbed in one scene, and there was like
Yeah.
a cliche, dumb James Bond-ish love story.
Oh yeah, God. God.
Yeah.
I do remember the rock climbing, but that's kind of about it. I just remember like, wow, I can't believe he actually did that. And then that's the last memory I have.
The rock climbing scene, and then it's like right afterwards.
You wake up in the movie. So what was your favorite part? Something about rocks?
It's like the scene in Iron Man 3 where Hulk was just like, where Banner was just sleeping throughout his whole story. He's like, what did you remember? Switzerland.
Elevator in Switzerland.
So you've heard none of it.
Hit by a rock.
So you've basically heard none of it. That's awesome. I'm not that kind of doctor, dude.
I got hit by a rock while sleeping.
Is it? Or got hit in the brick by like I don't know, Matt Murdock or some shit. I think he caught a brick. No, actually he caught a brick.
Yeah,
Never mind.
he caught a brick. He never
I think
threw it
Iron Man
back.
punched me in the nuts.
I guess we could talk about this right now. Like, Venomizer isn't here yet, but I guess D4 can talk about this. What are your thoughts on the newest hit? Question mark?
newest hit?
Minecraft.
Oh god.
Spoilers for
Oh
Minecraft.
boy.
I love the
no.
chicken jockey at the top right. That really brings it together. There.
I was hoping somebody would notice that.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
What even is that?
Is it Hodor?
That's not. That's Jack Black. How is that Hodor?
That's Jack Black.
Oh, I'm not seeing the picture. Okay.
Jack
Yeah, that's Hodor. Yeah, that's
Someone
Hodor.
said there
Yeah.
was a chicken somewhere.
Flint and steel.
Yeah, I love Jack Black in Game of Thrones. Wow, he was really good at playing Hodor. He
Oh
held
my
that door
gosh.
Imagine if Jack Black was Hodor in Game of Thrones.
I am Hodor.
Start singing randomly.
Start singing Lava Chicken, but it's all Hodor.
Oh, there's lava chicken. Yes.
Oh man.
Dude, where do you even begin with this movie?
Flint and
Man?
Hodor.
Okay, but what's with that chicken jockey? I heard that is like a meme all over the place. Like, what the fuck even is that?
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
I just pulled up the internet one day and it was everywhere. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh man.
All right, bring it on. Let's see what's going on with this Minecraft. It's,
So I'm guessing everyone saw the Minecraft movie but me.
No, D4 is the only one who's seen it.
Y'all are not gonna believe what just happened.
What?
I just had to go tell my parents to be quiet because they were blasting Kids Bop Uptown Funk at max volume throughout the entire house.
wow.
Wow.
I kid you not.
Oh my, that is the most random thing I've ever
Wait,
heard.
Jack Black is Hodor singing Uptown Funk You Up.
No, what are you talking about?
Accurate. Yep. Dude, no, you gotta get the Kids Bop version, so it's just a bunch of children singing about Uptown Funk.
The Kids Bop version of Uptown Funk.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of little kids singing about it, something that they probably have no context about. They probably don't even know what it means.
Oh my
Anyway, back to the Minecraft movie. This movie, I already talked about it with Joe a little bit ago. It's kind of like, basically, it's half a meme, half like just true to the actual concept of Minecraft. It is very good, like the Mario Brothers movie did, with the source material and honoring the source material and making everything true to how the game is. It does really feel like how the game is if you have realistic shaders on. The game, the entire movie itself felt like a meme. Like there's a couple parts where you kind of like lose yourself and you're like, is this really happening? And I mean, all of the different things that Jack Black does, like there's a scene where he just literally he is standing there and he walks up to his chicken stand and he flips a lever and then all of a sudden he just starts singing about lava chicken. And thank God they made it recognizable with the other actors, because they didn't know that it was going to happen. Like, every single time Jack Black sang, it was not planned.
It wasn't?
It was not. That's why their reactions were so, weird. Like, they're, confused. And all they said is, he's going to sing, be confused.
Okay.
That's all that they told him. So, nobody knows what's going on, and then he's just randomly singing about lava chicken. Really good, might I add. Bro's got me sold on that lava chicken. But it's really random, and it's like, this is not Steve. He might say he's Steve, but that's not something I would think a Steve character would do. Or later on, you got him singing to his dog at the end of the movie, and he just starts singing to his dog Dennis, and he like a really sad song for some reason, and then he says, my doggy, 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 which is interesting, to say the least. He literally goes, my doggy, 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 and then he starts howling.
What the fuck is this movie?
Literally no reason. If y'all want to hear this song, it's called Ode to Dennis. You can see it on freaking Spotify, dude. This song is so stupid. But he's singing for no reason at that part.
What's with him and singing?
And that was at the end of the movie. So I remember because I was sitting in the theater with my girlfriend at 10:45 in the morning, opening day, and I go, "Is this real? Is what's happening real?" Everything you see in the trailers where you go, what the frick is going on? That's exactly what the movie is like. There's a couple parts where oh, that's sick, that's really cool how they adapted that. Oh, that would be so much fun to do. But then you get to some scenes with Jack Black playing Steve, and you go, what is going on? There's a scene where he jumps like a dog to catch a piece of Minecraft meat.
What?
Which is interesting.
God.
This, like I said, this entire thing is a meme.
Oh god, I knew this would happen, by the way. The moment I saw that first trailer or teaser, whatever the hell they had, I'm like, kill me.
The movie is good, the plot is bad. The movie is good, the plot is bad. The acting's so bad that it makes it good. And it made $163 million. opening week.
Yeah, didn't
That
it beat
is
the
the
Mario movie
most.
opening
Wow.
weekend?
It beat the Mario movie. It beat pretty much. I think it's the highest grossing.
Yeah,
Like,
it beat like all the
Christ
video game movies.
alive. Oh my god.
I think it's like the highest grossing week just because of the chicken jockey meme. Them putting it in that trailer like was purely like so smart.
And I'll definitely get into that later because oh my god.
I'm pissed because the Mario movie and like Sonic 3 are genuinely good movies. They're
Yeah.
really good, and this heap of shit wins over that.
But the thing is, even the director said it's supposed to be this way.
Okay.
Like
So-
they
Yeah,
recognize
I don't
in
like
this
that,
movie, they
though.
recognize that it's trash, but they embrace it enough to where you're like, okay, honestly, it's so bad that it's funny, and you kind of overlook it. And I kind of found myself overlooking it. I was like, okay, this is really cool because, all this stuff because it's Minecraft related. I played Minecraft for, I don't know, like 14 years of my life or however long it's even been out. Ever since I could get my hands on it, it hasn't even been out for 14 years. Actually, it was out 2010, 2011. So maybe it has been
2009, I
14
think.
years. But I've been playing it for so long, and so it's really cool to see all the items and stuff in the game. You know, you can see an Ender Pearl. There's a hint at Hero Brian during an Enderman scene in the Woodland
Herobrine's
Mansion
actually
because
in the film.
Enderman scene happens
I
and his
actually-
eyes go white.
I actually heard about that the director said that his eyes were supposed to be purple, but the VFX didn't work, so it became white.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lie. It's a lie. He was
That's a
lying.
lie.
Yeah,
He was, though.
because the whole point is they're trying to like set up for they want a trilogy, which is why
Oh,
the
no.
end credit scene had Alex in it, which was so stupid. They
Oh,
they did it
Alex,
as if
oh
it was
my
a
God.
Marvel movie. They did it like a Marvel movie, like a MCU type announcing a new
Did
character.
they actually fucking did that? Like, oh yeah, the
like,
name's
we
Alex.
didn't get to see her face. It was just her opening the door. He's like, "Hey, I used to live here," and whatever. And she's like, "Oh, well, do you want to come in? I'm Alex, by the way." And they shake hands and walk into the house.
Bro, I'm not like I say this in the most like insulting way. That sounds like a movie that one of my film students would make. I'm not even fucking kidding.
Dang.
It's genuinely the movie is made to be a meme. It's really funny. There are good bits where it's just like the movie's just generally good. Like one of the scenes is Steve just in like full diamond armor going against Malga, or I think that's her name. It's like basically she's like the Nether overlord, like witch lady, and she kind of controls everything.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
if piglins go out from the Nether, they turn into a zombie piglin because they have to be in Nether or whatever. So when they destroyed the portal that was taking over the overworld, everybody like starts dying or whatever. And there's just a scene where she's like talking to Steve, and she's like, "Wait, come here, I have something to show you." And Steve goes, "You're not gonna try and stab me with one of those little knives, are you?" And she goes, No, just come here, just come closer." And then she like slowly pulls out a knife and he slaps it out of her hand. And then he starts walking away, and she goes, No, I swear, this is for real. And then he goes, "Okay." He walks back over, she tries to stab him again, and he flicks the knife out of her hand. And like
What the
goes on for like it was just like 5 minutes of him just like slapping the knife out of her hand and like continuing forward. It was
Oh my-
so good. I thought that was hilarious. And I thought another thing was the game is the way that the developers or the directors described how this is each player has their own modded version of how they're playing. For example, why the buck chuckets, as Jason Momoa calls
The
them,
buck chuckets.
What the fuck?
it's literally nunchucks, but there's buckets on the end because he messed up his crafting recipe. And then the kid, like the main character, the main guy, little kid of the game or whatever, or the story or the movie, he makes a potato gun
Hmm.
with some random
Oh.
tater tots that he brought with him. So he made a potato gun. But yeah, basically what the director said was, this is modded. So each person, like you would for a modded world, you can mod your game how you want it to be. They basically took that concept of mods and made it only apply to each specific person. So for example, he made the potato gun because he made the crafting recipe because it's his mod. And
Oh.
then, Jason Momoa's is the buck chuckets because that's his mod. He made that because he, you can create anything you want. And then towards the end of the thing, they like start spawning iron golems, and then there's just these Terraria wings. Like if you ever played Terraria, you'll know that there's these boots of swiftness that you can use to just kind of get around the map faster. They have a little bit of a jump boost, all that kind of stuff. They had that in the Minecraft movie on the armory shelf, and the kid took it and he put it on an iron golem, and he made the iron golem faster because it had boots of swiftness on. So then the iron golem was just like this Sonic level tank for some reason. He had the speed of Sonic and then was just like absolutely folding these piglins. And that made no sense because obviously that's not even an item in the game, and that was there before. So then people are like, how does that get there? It doesn't really make much sense. I thought that the movie, if I had to rate the movie based on the actual plot, it would be like a 2 out of 10. If I had to rate the movie based on the trueness to the game, just how the jokes were, and just the amount of times I like genuinely found myself like laughing at it, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. Like it still did. It delivered in the humor and the comedy. It didn't deliver in the plot, but it did deliver in the humor and the comedy, which is what a lot of people are looking for nowadays, at least in the movie sphere. And I don't think you really get. I feel like a lot of movies have kind of like lost their comedy charm. I feel like it's been a lot more serious the past couple of years.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, okay. So Minecraft. Yeah, so Minecraft is it's one that's like a love letter and dedicated to the fans, as mentioned before, and people who get the references and the jokes that come with it, you know, and especially the memes, they're gonna get a kick out of this. So it's kind of like a good weekend showing just for like, you know, fans and of like, you know, of the culture and gaming in general. So okay, all right. So well, I mean, like from what I've seen from other critics and scores, like from Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff. I mean, like it's really not all that bad. Like a lot of people actually like, you know, enjoy it. I think the audience score is actually pretty high compared to like actual critic ratings. So
it's so bad that it's good. That's like exactly like what I was saying. It's so bad that it's good, and that's actually awesome.
Yeah. So if it's going with this pitch, then like, you know, I think that like we can just like curve the fact that it's a horrible film. It's not really a horrible film. It feels like it's something that's like and like, you know, worthwhile to enjoy for like, you know, just for like the history of Minecraft and you know, the dedication of the fans. So all right, okay. I mean, let's check it out. I might check it out actually.
I think it's worth it. I said this yesterday because my dad was talking about it because so for some reason my dad's on TikTok, and he was like, there's like all these chicken jockey clips, and he's like, what is that? And I went, oh crap. And I like thought about it, and I went, well, there's a reason why the Rotten Tomatoes score is so low, and it's because it's not appealing to them. It's appealing to our generation. The Minecraft movie is a love letter to the fans. And the thing is, I'm not going to bring my parents to the Minecraft movie. They're not going to know what the heck's going on. They're going to see Jack Black in a blue shirt and say, what the frick's going on? Like, they're not going to understand.
Yeah, it's like going...
He's going to say water bucket release.
It's like taking your parents to see, like, Sonic the Hedgehog or, like, any of the video game movies
Even
that
those
you grew
are
up with.
Even those make more sense, though, because the storyline is driven in more of like understandable like real world setting into the video game. Like Sonic is in the real world. It's just, you know, obviously there's Sonic plot lines with like Shadow and all that kind of stuff. Like that's an understandable plot if you've watched the 3 Sonic movies. This you have to play Minecraft to understand it. Super Mario Bros. My parents watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie. My dad's seen like 2 seconds of Mario Bros. He's only played like Bowser Party. He doesn't understand who the characters are, what they do, who they are, whatever. Like, but he really enjoyed that movie too. Like the Minecraft movie is a little bit different because you have to play Minecraft to know what the heck they're looking at. Like if you see Jack Black just randomly start placing blocks, or there's one scene where he just builds an entire house just out of pink wool, and like to my parents they'd just be like, what the frick's going on? They don't really explain it. He just goes, I just realized I could place blocks and I could shear sheep,
I
and
get-
I built a pink house.
I guess a good comparison to this is Five Nights at Freddy's, because you have to play the game in order to understand the movie. Because like Jake understood the movie more than I did, and I was just like, okay, cool.
It was a decent horror movie, but if you knew the references and who the
Yeah.
characters were, it would be a lot more.
I was actually kind of disappointed it wasn't horror enough.
Yeah, they didn't go for. I think if they went for rated R, it would have been way better. My dad liked the
Yeah.
part where the guy got crushed and had.
I'm actually I don't really like a lot of the more modern games for that. Like Security Breach, I thought was like so shit.
It ran terrible. I wish that they spent a lot more time
Dude,
on it.
I remember Markiplier found so many glitches in the game. He was just laughing so much.
My favorite thing to do is if you go back and watch those kinds of videos, you can see when people find the glitches and see that they're like see their reactions. Like the Markiplier clip of him with like Freddy in the elevator and then Freddy just disappears is so funny.
Oh no!
He just freaks out in the elevator. I'll have to find the clip and put it in the chat. It's so good. He's like, Freddy, how you doing? And then Freddy just despawns and goes, Freddy? Freddy?
Yeah.
Well, can I say one thing though? I would actually like if they went into like the Minecraft world, right? Wouldn't it make sense though if they were actually their own black cartoon characters inside said world? Because like I'm saying like
That was the original script. Like they were gonna have Steve Carell play Steve.
Oh my
and he was gonna
god,
be
that's worse.
He was gonna be animated. He was gonna be an animated character, so where it would have been like, okay, he's in this world. The people that come into the world will be real humans, but he's gonna be animated like the rest of the world, which would have made it better in my opinion. I think if I saw Jack Black animated as Steve, and they could have done a lot more things to like play around with it, it would have been cool. Not that I don't like the way that they went about this. I do think that it was funnier this way. I think that it was better because they could do more realistic stuff, like making the logs, or if you looked at the village scene closely, you can see that they made like the cube-shaped melons, and like everything's very true to the game and like realistic, and like it's cool to see because that's all real. That isn't AI generated. That isn't like they green screened it in. Like that was the physical set that they put it on, which is something that I'm glad that they actually did. Yeah, I saw a lot of clips of behind the scene, like Dan TDM, LD Shadow Lady, Mumbo Jumbo, and Afmao were the 4 guest Minecraft YouTubers that appeared in the movie, and they appeared at like one of the beginning scenes as like garage auctioneers.
Okay, yeah. Did they reference any other YouTubers like the OG Minecraft players or something?
They didn't reference an OG, but they did reference Technoblade, which was him with a crown, and he walked across, and the kid was like, "Is that a king?" And he goes, and Steve goes, "No, that's a legend," which is super.
I did hear about that. I didn't know he said that. That was awesome.
He said, "No, he's a legend," and I was like, "Dang, that's actually so sick!" Like that, the perfect tribute. And Technoblade's dad had like an Instagram live stream where he was talking about the fact that Technoblade was in it, and he said that like when they showed him the footage of it and Jack Black talking and stuff, he said that he cried. Which, like, I mean, to think that like your son had that much of an impact to like have that kind of a tribute to be called like a legend in there, like, I mean, I'd cry too if that was my son.
To be honest, I think like longtime Technoblade fans would cry because how long has he been a YouTuber for? For like I think he was one of the OG Minecraft YouTubers along with like Skydoes and Tobuscus.
He was one of the OG Hypixel YouTubers. Like when Hypixel first started, he was pretty much there. He was making content when he was young. But I mean, he was gone too soon. I watched him
way too soon.
From the start of his like Skywars series, and like since then, and so it did suck when I heard that he passed. Like genuinely, I was absolutely shattered for a couple weeks, just because it's kind of crazy to just like see how cancer like can just, because a lot of the times when you hear like about like cancer stuff, like at least for me, I knew that it was possible that people could die from it, but there were a lot more people that I had talked to that were like, oh yeah, this person survived cancer, this person's done this. So I knew the outcome was a lot higher about him surviving. So when he said that he had like chemo and he had to do stuff, that he was going to be okay, I was like, oh yeah, he'll be fine or whatever. And then he's making content out of it, like, oh, what if I lose an arm and I had to play with my left hand, and I say beating people with only one hand for content. Like, he was just thinking about content reasons. He wasn't thinking about the downside of not having a hand. He's thinking about
So
content.
he always had a
which was
positive
so
attitude.
funny. He always had a positive attitude, and like literally there's a text between him and 3 of his friends, and it was basically they had just talked about, like, he basically told them a month before he passed, like, hey, they can't do anything, I'm gonna pass away.
Wow.
And they were like, I'm sorry or whatever, and they're like, let us know if you need anything, we're looking out for you. And the last message that he sent them was, thank you for being my friends.
Dude, wow.
Wow.
And like, dude, that hits, man.
That,
Because
holy shit.
like, that's like, imagine like you're just talking to like your best friend, and your best friend knows that like when he's gonna pass away, and he just says thank you for being my friend. Like, that hits like a ton of bricks.
Was it
dude.
like that day, or is it like a few days before he died?
It was like, I think he said, so he passed away this 22nd of June. Like, that was like his official date that they have, even though that was just when the video was uploaded. He passed away, I think his dad said the 20th. But that was the 10th of June that he sent that message to them.
Wow, holy shit.
So,
Because I knew that anybody of any age could get cancer the moment I found out that one of my high school, he wasn't a friend of mine, but I knew him from high school. He had, I think it was lymphoma? And he died in like July of 2019, and it shocked everybody. It was like a huge deal in the school, and that was when I realized, not like, because my grandpa had lung cancer back in 2017, so I knew that cancer was like a very serious thing that like can't be cured. It can be kind of like pushed back, but it can't be cured at all, and eventually it'll like, even if you beat it, it could come back and kill you. But like, yeah. I already like I didn't expect it to hit like a 16-year-old kid. So when I found out that, like, I didn't know much about Technoblade at all, but when I heard that he passed from cancer, that like, even if I didn't know him that well, it still hit me.
It's still sad to know.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I didn't get into him. Like, I was into him, but I wasn't like, oh, I need to see another video until like a year prior to that. So when you get like a push notification and it's just like all black or whatever, and like it was one of those things where before you saw the video you kind of knew what was going on, and like it sucked. It really did suck. I took it pretty hard, but I mean, I'm doing great now, but it's still, I'm glad that they paid homage to him. I'm glad that they did that. They didn't reference any other YouTubers, I don't think, which, I mean, there wasn't really much time. Like, that village scene was probably just like the time that they had.
Again?
Technoblade?
Technoblade, okay.
Technoblade. He I think his trademark is like a pig with a crown, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's like a pig with a crown and like a robe or whatever, but like when he passed away, like Minecraft gave him like you could name a pig Technoblade, it would have a crown and all that kind of stuff because they paid tribute to him. But that's like his iconic, that crown is iconic. It represents him because he's the only person that like out of the community that had that crown on a pig. So whenever you see that, you go, yeah, that's Technoblade. So they referenced him in there, which was really sweet, and I'm glad that they did that. And They had the other YouTubers in there, and that was great that they had them in there too. It was cool to see them, but for those who don't know, Dan TDM is a YouTuber from the UK, and it's very weird to see a British YouTuber in Southern American clothing, because he's wearing like a cowboy hat and like really Southern Texan like clothes, and I remember seeing that and going, oh yeah, he looks very awkward in that outfit. Like, that does not like look like anything he'd wear at all. And I thought that was really funny because all of them looked like it was just something that was like you never see them caught dead wearing that. But I'm glad that they referenced that. I'm glad that they stayed true to the actual game. They did everything right in the movie to where it was a good movie. It was so bad that it was good. They acknowledged that it was bad, and they still made the most of it. And if anything, they embraced it more because that they knew that it was bad.
Yeah. Hold on. Did Jack Black say "son of a biscuit" at all? Because I did hear he might have said that.
He didn't say "son of a biscuit." He said, "Oh God, what did he say when he walked up to the lava chicken stand?" Oh my God, I cannot remember. He said, "Oh, I get goose pimples just walking up to this thing."
What? Goose pimples? What?
He said goose pimples.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Goose pimples.
He's like, "Ooh, I get goose pimples just walking up to this thing." And then he just flips a lever and goes, wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Oh my God.
And then he starts singing.
Also, wait. Did they reference Tobuscus at all? Because I did hear he might have done it. Like, didn't he say, like, "Do you like my sword" or something like that?
No, they never referenced it, but
Damn.
I think he said something like, "Oh, no, he didn't say anything." I think he said, "I like your sword" to one of the other cast members, but I don't think so.
That's kind of a.
It might have been it, but
I don't think it was a reference. I think it was just like.
Anytime he had like a sword, he just went a sweet blade.
Yeah, I guess. I was hoping they would reference him because he made a lot of like Minecraft songs back then, like Nugget in a. Well, that wasn't a Minecraft song. Like, "Do you like my sword" and all that stuff. Like, I was really hoping they would reference him because he was my boy back then.
What about Mine a Diamond? Remember that?
Yeah, Mine a Diamond. That would have been cool, but I mean, I guess he just wasn't featured in the film, so I mean that's fine. Speaking of chicken jockey and all that stuff. Did your theater throw like a fit and threw popcorn around like monkeys when that happened?
So, thankfully, and keep this in mind to anybody that's wanting to go see the movie. Thankfully, I was not in the theater like that. I went at 10:45 a.m. on a Friday, so I skipped all of the immature high schoolers.
Thank God.
I'm so thankful because I was there before I think stuff happened. And it was a really chill experience. We didn't have much people in the theater because it was Friday morning, and I mean, no grandma's gonna come watch the Minecraft movie. So, well, I did see a lot of stuff. For those that do not know, I'm surprised. If you do not know, I'd be kind of surprised, but I'll let y'all know. There's basically stuff going around where whenever Steve says chicken jockey, people start going crazy. They're throwing popcorn. They're wasting food. They're throwing slushies at the screen. They're throwing Cokes, drinks everywhere.
Here's the thing: the butter on the popcorn could cause a slip hazard.
Yeah.
And then they might sue the movie theater. But not to mention the employees have to pick up that shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People are
why are they throwing stuff in the first place?
Because
they're immature. Yep, immature high schoolers, and they see a meme and then they go crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like there was a situation where there was something that like a meme that was in a movie and people went crazy for it, but it wasn't this level.
You know,
I don't remember.
It might have been Spider-Man. Like I remember,
maybe
Norman said like I'm something of a scientist myself, and people freaked out about that.
You know, I bet you none of those kids have jobs. And
100%.
Nor do they deserve jobs because they're fucking just people like that. I hope they remain poor.
It's bad. So basically, one of the worst ones that happened was I'm pretty much caught up on all of the things because I've seen so many clips. So basically, what happened was, so the scene it was going through whatever the chicken jockey scene played, and the kids went crazy, so crazy that the literal cops got called and they showed up into the theater and they had to kick kids out because they were being that immature, because there was an employee that told them to be quiet, and their first response was to completely tackle the employee.
Holy shit! Really?
They basically tackled the employee. They body slammed the employee because they were telling them to be quiet and threatening to pause the movie. And then the cops got called. The cops came in. They kicked out the kids that were doing it, but they couldn't kick out all the kids. And so if you look at the clips, just search up chicken jockey police incident, and you'll probably see something about it. But basically what happened was they were getting kicked out or whatever, and there were still kids that were coming over to where because obviously if you've been to a movie theater recently, it's got like the walk up at the right and the left, and then that's your exit points. There were kids that were like leaning over that little side area and high-fiving kids as they were getting arrested. Like good job, thank goodness you're getting arrested.
Good job, you ruined someone's life. Like that shit.
Oh my
Literally.
god. And apparently I heard that there were people online defending those kids.
By the way.
Yeah. They're just having fun, and
anyone who defends them does not deserve to have fun at all. They don't.
There was somebody that wore a white shirt to the movie on purpose because they wanted to see what would happen, and when they left, they had their shirt was stained red from a slushie. They had like ice in their hair, and they also had like popcorn in like all over them because a kid threw a popcorn bucket, because for some reason when Jack Black says the word release, because he's releasing a water bucket, people decide that that's the time to take an entire bucket of popcorn, which they paid for, the movie theater works to make, all over someone's head.
Okay, here's the thing. People think that because we live in a free country, they have all the rights in the world. That's actually not true. There's a limit and restriction to what you can and cannot do. Like, you cannot yell, like, for example, fire in a theater to cause mass panic. And another thing you can't do is disturb other people's enjoyment of a film by throwing shit. So people having the excuse, I'm just having fun, that's not valid. Your rights end where another person's right begins. So your right to have fun is negated by another person's right to also have fun. By actually enjoying the fucking movie.
Exactly. Like that's why I'm not going to the theaters. Like, I was originally going to see this for the podcast, but then I'm like, I don't fucking want to if there's going to be popcorn and shit thrown. I would actually scream in the theaters, like I would scream at everybody.
Exactly. Like, I'd rather see Snow White in the movie theaters than see Minecraft.
Dear Christ. God, no.
You don't have to
I would
sacrifice
rather see
yourself.
Minecraft
It's
than
okay.
Snow White. God,
you don't have to sacrifice yourself.
God, no.
Okay, well, I will say this. For Snow White, there'll only be about 2 people in the theater, so the odds are if you can push in your head, it's going to be substantially lower.
And you want to
Number one
you'll see the remains
Disney.
of popcorn from the last chicken jockey screening.
Yeah, like, oh my god. Would you rather have cancer
you
or
imagine?
AIDS? That's basically your choice.
Can you imagine Disney? To prove that Snow White's the #1 movie in the world, takes the footage from Chicken Jockey and edits Snow White over it to make it look like people like the movie?
Yeah, like when Rachel Ziegler starts singing her heart out, everybody just screams and they're like, yeah!
It's just insane. And there was somebody chucked a candy bag at like some dad's head, and it's clear that the dad was only there for the kids, and like they're literally, the clip is the dad, because okay, for anybody that doesn't know how self-defense works, and in a lawful way, if they attack you, that is legal right to have self-defense and attack them.
Yeah, that's
you
how
are
it
in
should
danger
be.
because if they did that, and that dad, you can tell he's waiting for that moment, because the second that kid threw the like candy bag in his back, he stood up and just started walking backwards towards them.
Oh god.
Like, and the clip ended, but we don't even know what happened.
I assumed the kid got slapped silly.
Some people say that the kid got a black eye. Some people said that the dad just screamed at him.
Either way, like, the kid fucking deserved it, let's be real. Because, like, okay,
Exactly.
let me tell you a bit of a story. One time, this was like many years ago. One time I was seeing, I think it was King Kong. I think it was like it wasn't Godzilla versus Kong. I think it was like the Skull Island King Kong. This was with my mom, and I think my grandma was there. There were these kids, there was like 2 or 3 of them, that was fucking obnoxious to the point where they interrupted the entire movie. My mom stood up and said, sit down and shut up and all that. The mom of the kids apparently accused us of assaulting the kids by like throwing popcorn and shit at them. Which, like, if we did, I would understand her complaining, but I didn't do shit. None of us did shit there, which was just extremely fucking weird.
Joe, that's an example of a Karen.
It is.
Yeah.
It was like the Karens before they got wildly popular. It was nuts.
That's someone who got pregnant but didn't deserve to have kids because they don't know how to handle them.
Exactly.
Right. Holy
They
shit.
just forgot. They just got knocked
You
out.
know-
And didn't know how to handle it.
You know, like you gotta really feel for the people that didn't get a warning. Like they went to the Minecraft movie and had no idea people in the movie theater were going to act like that.
There's actually signs that are getting made, and it said, "We know Chicken Jockey is epic, but," and then it says, "Please don't throw popcorn soda."
You know, they should actually edit that out of the movie just to fuck with people.
They are. They're like literally.
They
The
actually
Warner
are?
Brothers is gonna edit it. Like they're gonna edit it out of screenings.
Okay,
They've already
good.
taken it
Holy
out
shit.
of a couple movie theaters, like the physical thing.
I hope they took it
Also-
out of MJR, because Jesus Christ.
Because
One thing I
even the
wanna
movie
add-
theaters can be sued for like if there's slushy on the ground and you walk in and you slip because they ain't get everything.
Oh no, they didn't throw the slushies at the ground. There's a clip of a slushie being thrown at the screen, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
stuck on the screen.
It's just that's just gonna stay
It's
there.
insane. Also, there, if any of y'all are curious and you're trying to watch the pirated version, the pirated version of it, like, I don't know how they got it, but they got, like, the low quality, like, half the CGI doesn't work.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, like,
the
at the
incomplete
ending
version.
scene, it's just, like, where the villager head should be, there's just the normal people heads, and so it's really weird because it's, like, really giant bodies, but then the villager head. Also, oh my god, that just reminded me. There was a love, this like weird like
Oh, God,
villager,
yeah, I know about this.
it was Jennifer Coolidge and a Minecraft villager, and they went on a date together,
Oh god.
and then like she learned. Basically, they fell in love or whatever, and then the villager learned English, and then she learned how to speak villager, and then he spoke to her in English, and then she was like, back to him, and I'm like, what the frick is going on?
My brother in Christ.
So yeah, for some reason, Jennifer Coolidge knows how to speak villager. She's also really down bad for like any guy in this movie for some reason because it's a
Isn't
vice
that like
principal that's
every
recently
movie
divorced.
she's in?
Yeah, she plays a vice principal that's recently divorced.
God,
What
I
the
can't imagine why.
Your head is huge.
And Matt Berry plays the nitwit villager. Because the villager that she falls in love with is a nitwit, which for those that don't know what a nitwit is, in Minecraft,
You're
every
one.
villager has a profession. And, you can assign the jobs. If there's a villager that has a green tarp, or is, like, wearing green, that's called a nitwit. It means that they cannot have any jobs or professions, they cannot trade, they're literally just a villager. They just exist. You can't even do anything with them. They are pointless.
Also, just to, like, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. I'm so sorry, Venomizer. Like, I know you came in at like a bad time, but everybody, please welcome back Venomizer. He has been gone for a bit, but he's back now. So welcome back.
Welcome.
man.
Welcome.
Hey man,
Welcome, Venomizer. How you doing?
Is the mic working?
oh,
Very quiet.
he's
Very
very,
low.
Yeah, I think he's
he's
very.
very faint.
Yeah, I don't think the mic is working.
Yeah, it was very faint.
It changed. Okay, he's gone. All right. Well,
Did
that
he-
was his
did he
cameo.
spawn?
No, I'm kidding. Are you finished? No, I think he's tweet. That's actually a line in the film.
All right, how's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
Yeah,
All right.
Now that is a line in the movie.
So,
They're
Venomizer,
talking
how
or
you
whatever
been?
at the movie.
Are you there, Venom?
It's probably cut.
Wait,
Oh.
can you? God. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
How have you been, dude?
All right. I'm sorry. What are you saying?
How have you been?
Oh, fantastic, man. I've never felt better in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You saw Minecraft, right?
I did.
What'd you think of it?
Oh, it was terrible, but like in a beautiful way.
I mean, well, yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. Like, it's a terrible movie, but in a fun way. Oh man. Sorry, D4, you can continue if you want, or you both can go like back and forth and say what you've liked and didn't like.
Honestly, I'll let Venomizer share his thoughts since I'd be apt for a little bit.
Okay. Your mic is not working again. I hear you very faintly.
It seems to be cutting in and out. A lot of people are having Discord issues.
Yeah, well, it did shut down yesterday, so...
Oh, it did?
Yeah. While I was streaming, too.
Venomizer got corrupted by the chicken jockey.
Oh my god. The chicken jockey got him. That's it. He got flint and steeled.
Peter Griffin has a white shirt on. It makes sense.
Is he stuck in the nether?
He's stuck in the nether.
The nether.
Does he actually say the nether in the movie?
Yeah, he goes, and I went to a place with no creativity, no color, the nether.
Oh my god, he actually said that. Jesus Christ.
He also says flint and steel, I am Steve. Everything that you see in the trailers, he does say.
Everything in the trailer. So, I am Steve, water bucket, all that.
Coming in hot, yeah.
Coming in, oh my god, why is that in the film?
There's a scene where he, like, rides Jason Momoa.
What? He rides
Yeah.
Aquaman?
they share an Elytra wingsuit, they, like, ride each other.
What? Tell me
good.
more.
So basically, they're escaping from the piglins after the village got raided after Jack Black sang his atrocious lava chicken. So the gang gets split up, Scooby-Doo style, and so the Henry, Jason Momoa's character, which is Garrett, and then Steve, go to the tallest like little point, and that's like where you see it in the trailer where they're put on the Elytra wingsuits, or whatever. But after Henry gets pushed off and he leaves, Steve goes, "Oh crap! I just realized I only have one left. That was my last one." And after Garrett already jumps off, so then he says, "Coming in hot," and he lands on top of Garrett, and he's just riding him, and he's controlling him Ratatouille style by his hair.
What?
And then they switch positions to where like Jack Black is facing like forward, but Jason, like their stomachs are like on top, like their stomachs are touching. they're like 69. They're 69 posed.
Is that supposed to be unintentionally gay?
It looks so zesty, bro.
What the fuck? This is a kids movie. What the fuck is this? What is going on? Why is this a thing? Oh my
Dude,
god.
It's actually so good. It's genuine comedy gold.
God.
And Jack Black's like making this like face. And it's, oh my gosh. For some reason he starts singing about like birthday suit as well. Like to distract the villagers at one point. Him and Jason Momoa are just like singing together to distract the villagers, and they're like, birthday suit or whatever. Here, I'll put this in the podcast chat.
He just straight up says birthday suit.
No, they start singing a song and they're like, nothing is good than your birthday suit, and like they just start singing with that little mushroom hat on.
What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Hold on. Real quick. Is it in the... Oh, it's in the pod chat?
Yeah.
What's that first image? What the hell is that?
The bottom one is him riding Jason Momoa, and then the top one's his face, like when the camera pans to him.
That is the
What is
what?
this
What
shit?
the why? What? What? I think you broke me. Oh God.
I'm
I can't-
officially like I'm scarred for life. This is nuts. Stefan, I'll send these to you. You're not going unscathed.
I can't unsee that. I thought the leader was bad. Jeez.
This makes the leader look like Gollum.
Oh my god, I found like an actual picture somebody took in the movie theater. Hold on. Look.
Oh no. Venomizer, is your audio
Oh
working?
God, what the?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Alright, I think it should work for now.
Oh my god!
Oh my God! Okay, I'm not looking at this chat anymore.
Stefan, you're seeing all of these, dude. You're seeing all of them. What the fuck is that image?
Wait, what happened? I just had to use the restroom. What happened?
Look at your DMs. Look at your DMs. This is what we're talking about. Apparently, Jack Black and Jason Momoa had unintentionally, or had unintentionally.
That's unintentional? What the fuck? This is a kids movie.
This is
It's
what
your average Disney film.
Okay, so the fourth movie looks like Jason.
TikTok video has everything. That one TikTok video has
Okay,
the
so
whole thing.
the fourth picture looks like Jason Momoa is giving Jack Black a plow driver.
I need to see this TikTok video.
Like a chimpanzee. You have to. You need to share your full screen, Joe. You need to share your screen and just put these images on. You need to see.
The second
The
picture
people
looks
need
like
to
they're having like
see.
some sort of sombrero party,
Oh my
and the first picture looks like they're skydiving.
Oh god.
Joe, the people need to see.
Throw up.
Wait, are they wearing mushrooms? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's when they're singing birthday suit. They're trying to distract the pillagers.
That's their birthday suit.
Yes, they are singing birthday suit, apparently, Stefan.
Like,
Don't ask.
What the heck is that?
Oh
Do you
my
know
god.
you know what that is?
No, I never played Minecraft before.
dude,
The
just
only,
watch the
This
video
isn't in
on the
Minecraft,
TikTok
dude.
video.
No,
of
no,
the...
do you know
the
what
only
birthday
thing
suit
I ever played Minecraft related was the story mode on
Stefan.
Netflix.
Do you know what a birthday suit is?
No. Like I said, the only thing I
No,
ever
it means
played
you're
with
naked.
Minecraft was the story mode in Netflix.
Stefan, this isn't Minecraft. This is general knowledge. If someone says birthday suit, it means naked.
Chat, this is what we're talking about.
Oh.
Play the
Oh,
TikTok
okay.
video.
I'm not,
Okay,
no, I'm not
that's-
playing the TikTok
okay,
video in case
so-
of copyright.
Okay, so that type of birthday suit. Okay, that type of birthday suit. Yeah, honestly,
So it's weird that they're singing about that because that's weird as shit.
yeah, exactly. And this is the reason why TikTok should have stayed banned.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they
god.
Was I the only one celebrating when TikTok was banned?
Yeah, no, I was celebrating too.
I was celebrating.
Finally, like people won't have the attention span of a goldfish anymore.
Exactly. I mean, don't
Didn't
get me
even
wrong,
feel like
TikTok
that.
is fun, but it's destroying society because of how short the videos are.
Joe, you could put up the pink sheep house with
The
Jack
pink-
Black's stupid
pink
face.
sheep. I'll find it. I don't know if Venomizer's mic is working, so...
I posted it. It's a little bit up. It's in the pod chat.
Hold on. Oh my god.
DM, well,
I don't know who... Yeah, I saw it. I don't know who's watching this right now, but I think everybody's spamming dislike.
It literally was like, pink sheep house! For like no reason.
Oh
John,
my
Nintendo
God.
Bill's on it, bro. Look.
Are you actually able to see the dislikes that you like because you made the channel? Are
Not
you able
yet.
to
No,
see them?
I don't see the dislikes yet. No.
Aw, damn. Because I want to know how many
I'll
people
be able to
dislike
see
you
them
just
once
for
the
us.
video is done.
Just for us posting this. I think it's a sin against humanity to just post
It's a
these
sin that this
pictures.
movie even got made. But you
Bro,
know,
somebody's spamming the flustered emoji in the reactions.
I don't know who the that's probably Nintendoville right now. Here's
Yeah.
Pink House. Here's Pink House. What the fuck is that face? I just realized.
wait, how are you able to see the dislikes though? I thought I thought you could take away the dislikes.
You can only see them if you're the creator, and you see them after a stream.
Oh, okay.
Stefan, here's Pink
And
House.
Okay, yeah. So the dislikes are
there's also-
private.
Yeah, there's also an app to get dislikes back.
Oh, okay. So the dislikes are pretty much private. Only the creator can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh God. What? Okay.
That's enough.
I know you mentioned how like Steve was supposed to be animated and stuff. What in God's green earth makes Jack Black look like Steve? It looks like he's just wearing a blue shirt.
I'm
and
telling you
called it a
right now,
fucking
there's
day.
not a single thing that they do that makes him look like Steve.
It's literally
That's
Jack
literally-
Black.
What
it's like,
you
it's
see
like
right
putting
there
Dwayne-
is what
I
it looks
know.
like.
It looks nothing like Steve. Like, why is it Jack Black?
He didn't.
It's
He
just-
didn't even try. It's like putting Dwayne the Rock Johnson as Steve, and then he just does fucking one-liners like The Rock. That's literally what it is. It's literally Jack
Let's be
Black.
fair though. Dwayne the Rock Johnson is the same character in every movie he plays.
He is, but like it's, God, like why is he Steve? It makes no sense.
Wait, so who would you guys pick to? Who would you guys choose to be Steve then?
Honestly, I think Steve Carell, if he was behind an animation, would have been better.
Yeah, like
He can do good voices.
I mean, I did hear like when I found out that Steve Carell was doing it, I at first was against it, but then I realized, nah, he's got range. I think he could probably be Steve.
Mhm.
I still think that like all the characters should have been like behind like a voice by a cartoon
The
animation.
problem is they're trying to make it a real. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, it's a mystical place in the real world, and so they couldn't just start with animation. Also, this is why it's called a Minecraft movie, and it's not the Minecraft movie, because this is really just like they're gonna make more, and it's gonna be better than what they have now. I hope.
I
Okay.
don't fucking know, dude. I
Don't
fucking-
count on it.
I don't think so.
Don't count on it.
Oh god. Okay. So since Venomizer's mic isn't working, he sent me his Letterboxd review. He gave it a 1.5 star on Letterboxd, rightfully so, and he says, quote, "A truly horrendously beautiful experience from start to finish. One of the worst stories ever written and all the characters underdeveloped, but it was one of the best movie experiences in my goddamn life, and that is for sure. The audience was funnier than the movie, and all the clapping and cheering took me to Endgame days. Definitely on the level of so bad it's good."
What did he say about the chicken jockey thing? Where all the people like the,
I
like the
think that's what
audience
he was
members?
referring to. Like with the audience being funnier is probably people going crazy about.
Oh,
the
so
chicken
he had a
jockey.
fun time then with the chicken jockey scene.
It sounds like his was like respectful enough, you know.
Oh god.
Oh,
It
okay,
was-
yeah.
It wasn't
Okay.
borderline a
If
insane
it's just-
asylum.
If it's respectful, like just a few cheering, then that's fine. But if you're gonna throw
Most theaters,
shit,
it was the level of Endgame where people went crazy, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like anything. Or Spider-Man.
okay,
No Way Home.
that's stupid, but that's fine. But if you start throwing shit, like you need to go back to elementary school.
Cheering,
That's-
yeah, cheering is fine, but throwing stuff like you can hurt yourself or somebody else. Plus, if you're like in middle school or high school, you should know better than to do that stuff. Like kids in kindergarten know better than.
Okay, because
Yeah.
if they do that, they're gonna get hurt by someone. They're gonna mess with the wrong person. A
Exactly.
friend's gonna hit
Like
someone
the
in the
guy,
face.
like
Yeah,
the guy
for
that hit
sure.
the father with the candy.
Yeah, like who knows
Yeah,
what
so-
happened? He probably got beaten the shit out of him, Daredevil style.
Someone did
You
bring a
can-
live chicken. They reserved an entire
God.
theater of basically crazy Minecraft fans, and some guy during the chicken jockey scene, he pulled out a live chicken, and like,
What the fuck?
they Lion King style held that thing up, and
Oh
then they
my
all got kicked out of
God.
the screening, even though it was their own private screening. They all got kicked out immediately after it.
You can't bring an animal. Why did they bring a chicken?
Wait, was the chicken alive or was the chicken cooked?
No,
It was alive.
it was
It was
very
it
much
was a live
alive. It
chicken.
was very much alive.
How did you sneak that in? How
I
did
don't
no one
know,
there's
dude.
a chicken?
They literally
It's-
They literally had a mob of people go in, so that way he could just run back.
What? Like, how do you not notice someone carrying a chicken and
But when
Did
a
the
whole
chicken get
movie
hurt?
theater is coming in
Wait,
at
wait,
once,
wait.
it's kind of hard.
Did the chicken get hurt?
I don't think it
No.
did. It just got held up.
He Mufasa. He Mufasa the chicken.
The chicken was probably confused. It's like, what the hell?
I'm just imagining
I'm
you,
so
like
Well, it's a-
throwing
it's a
down the
good-
chicken,
I
and
mean,
because
still-
of all the people, just Mufasa style translated the chicken.
I mean, yeah, it's still weird, but at least thankfully the chicken didn't get hurt.
Yeah, the chicken's fully okay.
Where the
I
fuck
think
did he
he's probably
find
on
the
that-
chicken? That's what I'm wondering. Does he live on a
I
farm?
guarantee you they probably just went to a one of like a freaking I don't know what it's called. There's a place where you can go there. You can buy like baby ducks and chickens and all that kind of stuff. It's really a southern thing. I don't remember the name of the store, but I know that I have one near me.
Watch it actually be called Chicken Jockey now because of that. It's totally
Get
gonna
that out.
happen. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, they could do anything.
Mm.
Oh my Christ. Alright,
We'll
we
see.
spent like an hour talking about this fucking movie. Let's move on to another video game movie. I forgot to talk about this last week, but Jake will definitely appreciate this. FNAF FNAF 2 finally had a trailer, so Jake, I'll let you take center stage for this.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was the teaser trailer. So with the first movie, I was really mixed about that because on one hand, I thought it was mid because there were things I really liked and then things I really did not like. I think when I first saw it, I had high expectations because, you know, it took them 8 years to make this film. So the fact that they made a mid movie and not a great movie is kind of like, considering how long that they made it, it should have been really good, but it wasn't. And I think Joe actually liked it more than I did when I first saw it because I was kind of
No, I
pissed.
did not. No, I did not. You
No,
definitely
I remember leaving the theater and I'm like, that was shit, and you're like, it wasn't that bad, but
did. No, I told you I had no opinion about the movie. I didn't love nor hate it. It was literally just
yeah,
okay.
you were indifferent about it. But I was pissed about it. But over time, there were things that I did like about it, like the animatronics looked ripped straight from the game and everything. But the story, I just gotta say, I didn't feel engaged with any of the characters. I didn't give a flying fuck. I didn't care. I did not care about any of the characters. I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah, there's a lady.
I only cared about one of them because it was a kid. But other than that, I'm like, okay, you can die, you can not die. I don't really care much.
And
but
literally the only thing I remember about this movie is that epic Matt Pat cameo.
Oh,
yeah,
that was awesome.
and Corey Kenshin as well. He appeared twice.
Well, Markiplier was supposed to be in the movie. Do you think he's gonna be in this one?
Markiplier was actually supposed to be. Markiplier was supposed to be the security guard in the beginning that got killed.
Yeah.
That was his part, but yeah, it didn't end up happening. I will say that they did, like Scott Cawthon, the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's, and Jason Blum said that they listened to all the reviews of the first movie, the positive reviews and the negative ones, and they said that they're taking it to heart pretty much, and that they're trying to make the second one better than the first, which does give me high hopes about it, because one of the things I thought the first movie was lacking was the horror part of it, which, I mean, I understand that they're trying to mostly just tell a story, but I kind of feel like that should be, like, instead of in your face, it should be, like, kind of slowly figured out over the course of the film, because when you first play the games, you don't know that the animatronics are haunted. You just know that they're malfunctioning for some reason and trying to kill you. That's just something secret that you find out after, like, playing the game several times. And people forget about that, but, like, no one really knew at the time, and, like, people had to go looking for. And that's how the movie should have been structured. It should have had this mystery element of what's going on with these instead of being in your face. Yeah, they're actually ghosts. You know this on night one, and there's no, like, big reveal at the end of the movie. I feel like that was a poor strategy of how to make this movie, and I'm happy that they're actually listening to the people who are criticizing it, because I hope that they actually do make it. Could be one of those rare things where the sequel is better than the original.
That would be
that's
dope.
happened
I
before.
honestly would love that.
That has happened before with like Top Gun and stuff like that, or like Empire Strikes Back,
I
stuff like
highly
that.
doubt it's gonna reach Top Gun levels. Like, Top Gun Maverick was like a once in a lifetime thing.
I'm not saying it's gonna reach. I'm not saying it's gonna reach that level. I'm saying it might be better than the original in that sense.
I
Yeah.
hope it does, because the first one was rough.
The first one, I would say, had a lot of potential to be great, but they really flopped it. Really, I kind of thought Josh Hutcherson's acting was really dry, to be honest with you. So I looked at a few scenes. I'm like, I could act better than that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, not to say he's a bad actor, but like even I think it's just bad direction. I mean, like I remember even watching the Star Wars prequels and thinking Samuel Jackson was kind of dry a few times.
Oh, Sam Jackson was awful in the movie. He was terrible. My
But,
God.
like that's not to him as an actor. That's to the directing.
I mean,
but
yeah, like
I feel like that's the same for this movie. Is that a lot of the dialogue I just didn't buy it. I'm like, it doesn't seem like you're genuinely meaning it.
yeah, like if your
I
script
just
isn't
don't
good,
see
don't
it.
expect the acting to be good either.
It's not about the script. It's about like the direction of how they have to say the line. Really, I mean,
That is true.
I feel like there were too many daytime scenes in the movie, which I understand why they had it. With like you have to show him having a life outside of his work, but a lot of that stuff with like the end, I just thought was unnecessary. I'm like, it was just an excuse to get more people to Freddy's to get killed because they knew that the kill count was going to be very low in this film, and it just really felt like they were like trying to like oh, there's some people that want to see people get killed, so let's just add in these random people to break into Freddy's for some reason. I think it was like to get him fired or something, but I don't see how that would work if he wasn't there.
But also, yeah, like believe it or not, for those who like have just gotten into the podcast, fun fact: Five Nights at Freddy's is actually the pilot episode of our podcast. We did it in December of 2023. We reviewed it,
Yeah.
so around 2025, like December of 2025, it'll be a special episode because like it'll be like probably like 60, 70, maybe even 100 episodes by the time we get to FNAF 2. So that'll be a very special episode.
Now, as much as I give the first movie a lot of slack, there were things I did like about it, and over time it started to grow on me the more I thought of it. It's just at the time I had high expectations and they were kind of shattered, and I was left upset. For like the Mario movie, for example, I actually did not think it was going to be good, and I had low expectations, and I was blown away about how good it was. But for this movie, I had high expectations, and I was blown away about how good it was. So I'm like, I should probably go into the second movie with no expectations whatsoever, because I'm either gonna really like it or really hate it.
I think that's the better motif, going in with like low expectations and expecting amazing stuff, because that's what we did in Free Guy, and we ended up really liking the movie.
Yeah, and the thing is I will say for the teaser trailer, I am pretty hyped about it. It does look like they're focusing more on the horror element, which I appreciate, because that's what those games centrally are. Horror with good lore and story in there. And I think they're still going to probably make it PG-13. But I'm also excited about like the toy animatronics appearing, because those animatronics are really sidelined and forgotten in the game. Like they appear in one game and then you never see them ever again.
Yeah.
And I always thought of those as like the least scary because they look too cute and friendly, which there's a reason for that. Like story-wise, it makes sense why they had it that way in the game. But I actually did think they looked kind of menacing in the second movie. And in the trailer, I swear that was Newman that I saw.
Yep, that was Wayne Knight.
I'm like, is that Newman from Seinfeld? the first thing I thought was like in my mind, like what Toy Chica was thinking was, "Hello, Newman," and then calls him into the class.
I can imagine it being like Al from Al's Toy Barn, where like, he just discovers these animatronics, and then they just like come to life or some shit. like fucking kill him or something. It'll be like a rated R Toy Story.
He just seems like he was just like a guy in the school. It looked like. I think they're probably going to like Abby's school to like get her or something.
Either that, or he's gonna be like the opening kill, probably.
Yeah. And it's pretty, and you kind of see like them breaking into like houses and shit and killing people, which I do think is pretty terrifying because we've never actually seen them do that in any of the games. There was a hint of that in like one of the books, but you never actually got to see it. And I think that's kind of a cool concept. The fact that they could just leave this place and just go house to house and just start killing everyone.
So they're really adding everything from books, games, everything. That's a cool concept.
Oh yeah, even in the first movie, there was some stuff from the books that I actually noticed, like
wow,
with like the kid drawing and stuff, and how that like represented their memories that they had to change. That was one of the books. The one it's from, I don't really have a high opinion of, but it's still a cool little homage.
Well, it's good that they're trying to add as much stuff as much as possible.
Yeah, and it does show that they really do care about the fans, and that's really what the movie was made for. A lot of like the fans are willing to look past its flaws and just appreciate the movie, and I can understand that. Me, I am a fan of the games. I'm not like those other weird fans out there. You'll be surprised by how weird that. I've seen some shit accidentally that I wish I could unsee. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more of a casual fan, and I did have high expectations for the movie, but it didn't deliver in my mind. But it wasn't a bad film. It was okay. I would say.
Yeah.
It's not a film I would necessarily watch again, but it's not necessarily a film that I would put on my most hated list. It's pretty rare to get like an actual like mid movie, but that was like right in the middle.
That was like the definition of mid for me.
Yeah.
So.
Because I'm with you on that, but like even like we went with like what 7 people, and we were all mixed.
It was a
some
fucking
people,
party. Dude, imagine that group in Minecraft.
Yeah, like there were like 7 of us. Some of us really liked it. The other ones really hated it. Some of us, like me and Joe, were in the middle, and it was really divided amongst this group of ours. And that I think was reflective of like the theater as a whole. Like I think people were genuinely mixed about this movie. Some people really enjoyed it, and others didn't at all. And others thought it was mid.
Though I will say, everybody freaked out during the Mad Pat scene.
Yeah, I will.
Even the people that didn't like it, they're like, "Holy shit, he said the thing!
It's game theory."
He said it's just a theory. And apparently, didn't his name tag say Ness or Sans or something?
Yeah, it's a Ness. It's based off the Sans as Leslie.
He's never gonna live that down, even in retirement.
Sans is Ness, yeah. He even had like a video saying, if I'm Ness and Ness is Sans, that means I'm Sans.
Well, D4, Jacob, and Stefan, you guys have any thoughts about FNAF 2?
You want me to go first? Okay, I'll just go for it.
Yeah, go.
I think that I like the trailer. I like the direction that they're going. I think that it's gonna be better than the first. I'm glad that they're taking stuff into consideration. I mean, it's not like my most hyped like movie of the year, but I'm still super excited about it. I love the FNAF franchise. I am interested to see how much more horror elements they're actually willing to add. Knowing that, I don't know. I really, honestly, I hope they would go rated R. I would love a rated R FNAF movie. I feel like that would just be, it for the movie itself. When it was PG, it felt almost too like light compared to how dark it really is. I mean, like, come on, we're shoving kids into animatronic suits here. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it should be a lot darker than they actually referenced it in the first movie, and I hope that they take a darker turn in this one.
Because I was expecting that. Like, one thing I will say about like one of the books, The Silver Eyes, is that they really hammer home how fucked up and tragic that really is. the fact that kids were murdered by a serial killer and that the families would never see them again, and that they were killed.
And
And
there's no
for
evidence.
yeah, and for like fans that are like used to that stuff, they're like, okay, 5 kids got killed, yada yada, we know. Who cares? But like, if you really think about it, it's like, no, kids got killed. They're not like a quota, like numbers on paper. They're actual living beings that were slaughtered. But the
I think
movies
they
don't
take it
really.
too lightly in the first
Yeah.
movie.
They take it too lightly, and like pretty much like some of the games as well. They do as well. But if you really think about it, it's incredibly tragic, and they should have portrayed it that way.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would.
I also agree with D4 on that one. Just making this rated R will definitely have more of a suspense, dramatic appeal to it. That's what I was kind of was yearning for, even with the first movie, because it just wasn't that scare factor. Just really wasn't there, and there was like a lot of scenes in the first one that kind of went to the kiddish route. It kind of felt like I was trying to like play both worlds, both kid friendly and horror, and I just really feel like most of the time it just didn't really necessarily mesh well, in terms of like chemistry and what they were trying to like build as a foundation with what they were trying to like lead to. I just feel like it's holding it back if it just doesn't have like that real scare factor, to the point where it's like it's gonna be like edge of your seat type of scary. It doesn't necessarily have to be like Chucky or It type of scary, but it would be nice if it was like that. I want to see more oomph with like the scare tactics that they're gonna do with the second one, in my opinion.
And here's the thing: is that one of the things that I thought was really weird and kind of ruined the tone of the first one was the scene where they like built that like weird fort.
Yeah.
But I think I understand why they did it, but they could have done it in a better way to show that these animatronics aren't evil, but they're like more like misunderstood. Like they're more like animals, really, almost. Like these children that hunt in their suits, they don't really fully remember who they are, and they don't fully like they gain some like remnant of their humanity still left over somewhere in there. And
yes, they're easily influenced. In the first
yeah.
movie, you can see that the reason why they were so buddy and wanting to kill other people was because they were trying to protect their little area, because they were persuaded by the Yellow Bunny or Springtrap.
Yeah.
So they didn't know what they were doing. They're little kids.
And
that
this
has
is
changed. They realize.
And it's even more so because like they're dead and barely remember. But that's true, and like even the games and even the books, like you see like they kill teenagers and adults. Like the main characters of the novel, they were trying to kill them in the book, but like the 12-year-old boy that was with them, they actually tried to save him, tried to protect him, and it was trying to show like, hey, like they're not hostile towards kids, and that's even true in I think even in the FNAF 2 game they mentioned that, but they could have shown it in a different way, that they're really tragic beings without actually having to make them like do that. You could make us feel like pity and feel sorry for them while also scared of them at the same time. And I mean, you can do that in quite a few ways, but I think that the way that they chose to go about it was a little bit like we just saw them like bite a girl's head off, and then we see them build a fort. It's kind of like weird. I understand that they're kids there, but it's like kids do other things as well besides build forts.
Yeah.
Or you can have that in the background and then focus on like the main stuff, like with like Mike and Vanessa and stuff, and just have that happening in the back to show that they're not a threat at the moment, but it's like still in frame still. You can do something like that, where it's not as weird. It's just like giving them an excuse to be off screen for a second to explain things.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what killed it for me for the last movie was really like that kiddish scene where it's like all the animatronics were just now getting friendly with like the main character. And like them going to like the ball pits and like having like this weird like kid friendly scene where it's like they're all getting together, holding hands, and like just having a good old yee time. When I saw that, I was like, "What really? I mean, like, what is this really trying to be? Like, I'm coming here for the scare factor. Like, what is going on right now? Like, that's what I was trying to say before. It's like I don't know what it was really trying to build as a foundation. Like, I don't really feel like the movie really knows what it's trying to be yet. Like lead it on to like other films or just in its own initial standpoint. Like, I was like, what? They're really doing this right now when they were when other people got killed and turned into animatronics themselves? I'm like, what's going on?
I mean, I understand again why they did it, and it is like accurate to the other source material that they would not necessarily be completely evil or hostile towards at least the main characters, but they could have done it in a different way that didn't completely change the tone of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It could have like done it in a different way, and I still expected them to still probably try to kill Mike because he's an adult. That's pretty much how their mind goes. Adult equals die, pretty much, because they don't trust any adults. They just know an adult killed them, and it was someone that worked at Freddy's. If they see an adult working at Freddy's, they think they're a murderer, and let's kill them. That's how their mind works.
Yeah.
Even in one of the games, William Afton was a security guard, and they see that, and they're like, okay, let's kill our security, because they might be our killer, who knows?
Just to speed things along, I'm going to skip one topic. We'll talk about that in, next week, but this is a fresh spoiler warning for those who have not seen the new episode of Daredevil Born Again. If you guys have not seen it, you're welcome to get off. Thank you for stopping by. Greatly appreciate you all, but we are going to be talking spoilers for the next, like, 5-ish minutes, because we're kind of running low on time, of episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again, so I will... Hold on, let me put this as...
I will see everybody.
All right, I'm going to get going. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
Stefan. All right. Bye. Thank you guys for having me. I will see you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you both. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Alright, so spoilers for season 1, episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again. You've been warned. 3, 2, 1. Alright.
Action, baby!
Whoops. That was the wrong one. That was the wrong picture. I pulled up Steve again. But, alright, so what do you guys think of episode 8?
Fantastic.
I really liked it.
There shouldn't be a spoiler. Everyone gotta watch this right now.
I'm actually happy that they're bringing Poindexter back, because I thought he was just going to be in that first episode and then just forget about him. I was worried that was going to be something that would happen, but I'm happy that some of the old characters are coming back, because I was wondering like what was going to happen with Bullseye like at the end of 3, and I will admit he's kind of lacking in this season. He was only in like the first episode, not one, but like when he is on screen, he's so menacing and just like really stands out as a villain.
Yeah, I'd argue he's Daredevil's best villain besides Kingpin. For sure.
Okay. Yeah. He definitely. I think, in my opinion, I think he surpasses Muse too. Like,
I mean, Muse was like a one and done villain, so yeah, that's kind of easy.
Yeah. I just felt like Muse kind of like have way more potential. Like,
Yeah, he was wasted.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm also happy with what they did with this episode. It kind of tied a lot of stuff that we've been asking about since episode 1, like what happened to Foggy, or I mean we know what happened to Foggy, but still like about like why Bullseye killed him. Did he just do it to get revenge on Matt, or was somebody behind it and all that? And we just had like a lot of moments where it just kind of tied a lot of things up before the finale, which I really enjoyed. I liked the interaction between Matt and Bullseye, and like the I think it was the interrogation room or something. That was very cool. And then when Bullseye escaped with like that tooth scene, that was nuts. And it got me freaked out. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't expect him to escape. And also the fact that Vanessa is mostly behind, or if not, like, the main person behind Foggy's death. That was nuts, too. And also, I'll save this for the end, but that ending, yeah, that's, that was pretty fucking shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
Did he take a bullet from Wilson Fisk?
He did.
Daredevil?
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, correct. Yeah. So, I'd say like that was, it just shows like the heroic character that Matt Murdock just has, man. Like it's just so great. Like, you know, even though he knows that Wilson Fisk is a piece of shit, you know, politically and like, you know, away from law, of course, like from his background. You know, he's willing to like protect others, and like no matter what the cost is, man. Like that just it definitely sinks in for me. Like that's what you need from heroes. Like just knowing that, like, okay, you know right and wrong, but like no one deserves to necessarily die. You can go protect everybody, but justice still does part. You know when it's needed to be done. Like it's just so good. Hell yeah.
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 For sure. What was I gonna say? There was no Daredevil in this episode, nor this show that much, but I'd say it was a good episode. I don't think it was as good as episode 6. I still think that's the best episode, but I did enjoy this for the most part. I think the only flaw I have with it, and it's very nitpicky, but I didn't. First of all, I don't like Heather as a character all that much. I think she's like a less good Karen. But I don't like how she was like so arrogant about that. Like Daredevil didn't save me from Muse. I did. Bullshit. You would have been dead if Daredevil didn't show up. Bullshit.
I didn't get that either. Like I was so lost with that scene inside the kitchen. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? What's going on right now?
Like, yeah, you may have shot Muse, but that was because Daredevil distracted him. You would have been dead if, like, you don't have martial arts skills or anything. You haven't killed you probably haven't killed a soul before you killed Muse, and even if you did, you would still have regret about it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there's like she's a therapist. She has no like fighting skills at all. She was scared out of her mind when she found out that the guy she was like basically paid to see was Muse. So she was scared nearly half to death. The only reason why she shot him is because Daredevil got the one up on him, and that's how Muse died. So like, don't give me that horseshit. Like I saved myself. Bullshit.
You were helpless the entire time, and I don't like her either. I feel like Elektra is really the perfect person for Matt, but either her or Karen, because either her or Karen, because at least that was previously established in the previous show.
Right.
But this kind of just feels like, let's just throw in a new love interest. Let's just throw in new characters. Who likes the old characters? Am I right?
I feel like they did this. They had her because the fans hated She-Hulk, and they just wanted to get rid of Jennifer Walters. So I feel like that's why.
But I mean,
that's why. Oh, okay. I get that. Totally get that.
Wouldn't it be better to have Karen and Matt be closer together due to their group or something, or like going through like a phase where they're like kind of trying to stay away from each other but still like each other or something like that? But everything that's happened with Foggy is that keeps them apart. That would be better than introducing someone new that we don't care about. And she's also very naive. And I just think she's a dumb character, in all honesty.
Absolutely. She drags the show. I love the show probably more than any of you here. I think it's as good as the Netflix show, but Heather definitely drags it down a bit. I'm like, okay, every time she's on screen, if I rewatch the show, every time she's on screen, I'll just fast forward it.
Like, she's like, I mean, like even like she even inaccurately like when she's talking about like heroes wearing masks. I think she even like what about your friend? Is like what about Frank Castle? I'm like, wait, he doesn't wear a mask. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
He wears a skull logo, but he doesn't wear a mask.
He only wore a mask one time, and that was to interrogate somebody about
Yeah.
like the Kandahar shit. But that was about it.
Yeah.
Like, Frank has never worn a mask ever, besides that one time.
Right.
She's just really annoying.
Yeah.
Like or like when he's saying like Fisk might try to get revenge on me. She's like, why? Like why? Well, why do you think that? I'm like, wasn't it public knowledge that Matt Murdock was the one who locked him away? Well, wasn't that common knowledge? Like everyone's like, hey, you're the guy who away with Fisk in like season 2. She should know about that.
Yeah, I think she low key like the character itself is just like lost, does not know what's going on, and I really feel like it feels more of like an insert character, where it's just like come into the fray and just being late on like everything what's going on. Like even as a therapist, you should kind of like you should have like the intelligence to, like kind of figure things out, like you know like right then and there, like at least like connect the dots to a sense
Exactly.
that like this is happening.
It just feels
Like-
very stupid.
Yeah, I feel like Matt Murdock like had to remind the character, the therapist character about like what she needs to see and what she should be saying, and even like seeing and even with like the whole black and white vest tie dinner that they had, like she should already know like this should be like some of a setup, like you know, especially with what's been going on with everything of late. Like there should be some clues where it's like, okay, this probably isn't a good idea for me to go.
Exactly.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I should listen to Matt on this.
Like
one.
considering
Like-
Hector Ayala got killed and all that, and like all the
Yeah,
shit that's happened with
yeah.
the Muse, like you'd think she'd get locked up in her house, like she would lock herself in a house, like she's in the middle of a fucking pandemic. But no, she's just out willy nilly, like yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. She's just lost. Like, what is going on with her character dynamic? Like, there's just nothing. There's nothing deep of it. It's all an insert. Like, if you want to go see more of her, maybe she can probably make more of a splash later on in the series. But like her just like coming in into like seeing what's up like on her own end. I don't know. I just don't really feel like it's leading up to anything. And again, like she's late. She's late to the party. She doesn't necessarily like know what's going on as of yet. But at the same time, you should kind of like you like Matt's warning about things, and maybe you can probably find out things like on the back burner instead of putting yourself through harm and danger like that. I mean, you don't know what's really going on. From that deep of the city, and who's in whose pockets, it could happen again. A Muse incident could happen again to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So why are you not like seeing it? I mean, I kind of feel like like the script work with her and her character is kind of wonky on that part.
Yeah, and the whole time, like, they were setting up, like, the bullseye, like, shooting scene, like, obviously it was mirroring the Foggy death scene, which I really liked that part, but the whole time I was thinking, Heather's probably dead. She's definitely gonna die, and then when I saw that he was about to shoot Fisk, at first I was like, what? Then I realized it makes perfect sense why he did that. Because of all the shit that happened to him in Season 3, it makes
Yeah.
total sense. But yeah, like it does get me intrigued about the finale because I really want to know what happens. I already know that, like, I don't know if this is like a spoiler or not, but a certain character does show up in the finale, which I'm excited to see. But I'm just excited.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, well, he already did appear in the show, but like I don't know if anybody else wants me to talk about it, but yeah, like it makes me very excited to see how it ends. I did hear it's a very gruesome finale. And
Oh, so some people already saw it.
yeah, there were some people that said Like, some people watched the full show before it came out. Like, some lucky reviewers and critics saw it, like, before. Somebody saw, like, the first 4 episodes and said, like, no, I'm gonna watch it with everybody else. Like, I'm gonna experience it with everybody. But, yeah, somebody saw the full show, and he liked it a lot. But he said the finale, like, even he was shocked about how far Disney has gone with the violence. And, like, I don't think it'll... me personally, I don't think it'll top the Kingpin door scene where he bashes somebody's head in the fucking door. That was brutal as hell. Like, if it tops that, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
Is this like the last episode coming up?
Yep, the last episode until season 2 comes out next year, which they are currently filming right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool. Can't wait.
But yeah, and also, like, back onto the Heather, I saved myself. Like, when Hector's niece got kidnapped by Muse, I feel like, didn't she thank Daredevil, or like, didn't she say like, didn't she like not credit herself for like getting out of there? Like, didn't she credit Daredevil?
Yeah, she said Daredevil saved me.
So that kid is a better person than Heather. What the fuck?
Yeah. For real.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. Call it out. Exactly.
That is ridiculous.
Like, what is she doing? What is this Fairbanks doing, bro?
And also, like, we'll talk about this more, like, in our full review of Born Again coming next week. But I think the biggest flaw, like, despite how great this show is, and, like, I'll talk about this more, like, it's very refreshing to see a good Disney Plus show for once. I think the biggest flaw with this show is the creative overhaul. It was both a blessing and a curse, because they kind of did it in the middle of them shooting, and it is very, very clear which scenes were not originally added. So it's, like I said, like, I'm happy they changed it, because it would have been a disaster. But I definitely think they should have spent more time with this show than they did. I think they kind of rushed it a little bit. Still a good show, though. I would definitely recommend it. But yeah, we'll talk about it more when the show ends next week. But I'd say this episode, if I had to rank all the episodes, this would probably be number 3 on the list. Number 3 or number 4, probably.
Sure.
Jake, what about you? Like, where would you rank it?
I would say it's up there. It's not at the level of the original show, but it's still really good.
Yeah, I agree, and I can respect that. What about
I would say I would say episode 8. I like 6 as number 1, 5 as number 2, and 8 as probably number 3. Because reason why number 8 is number 3 for me is because that Fairbanks scene, like the characters not knowing what's going on, and we don't necessarily see like a lot of Daredevil-esque things, but it's still a pretty good episode. Because Matt Murdock, without the suit, it still cooks. It's still fire.
Yeah, he's still great.
I like both sides of the coin with that one. And like Wilson Fisk still being like that dual personality where he's like trying to be good, but at the same time he's bad. He got a lot of skeletons in the closet, especially with his wife. And like the fact that they shot and killed that dude inside the cell.
Oh yeah, when she shot Adam, I was like, oh shit's about to go down.
Yeah, things about to go down, bro. Like, yeah. I think we should talk about that a little bit more, honestly. But like, these are definitely like in the top 3. Like,
because Vanessa has a lot more stuff in here than probably more in here than in season 1. Because I think she took over the business while Kingpin was recovering. But yeah, like she might. I think she's definitely behind the Foggy death, and she she killed Adam, and like I feel like I love how Fisk gave Matt a look like he was about to kill Matt for like cutting in front of Vanessa. That was so funny.
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good. Hell yeah.
And
He's like, the fuck you doing?
do not cut in front of my Vanessa. But
Shut the fuck up! Damn, Fitz, seriously, man, that's how you feel about this dude? I mean, dude, we saw you beat this dude's ass on the episode, but golly, man, you can't even make this guy say any last words. Like, seriously, you give it all to Vanessa. You really hate this dude. You really fucking hate this guy, man.
You're referring to Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Adam. Like, I feel bad for him, dude. You got
I really
tortured
do.
to shit.
Yeah. The skeletons, the closet is real, bro. Like, seriously, he's a loose end. I didn't want him to die, but like, damn.
I had a feeling he was going to. Like, if he didn't die from that fucking brutal beating that Kingpin did, like, I didn't think he'd die. Period. But God, that like, I feel really bad for him. He did not deserve it. He was like, oh, I shouldn't say this because it's a spoiler for Better Call Saul. Let's just say he's just like the character that was not involved in any of this and got killed because of it. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, which one are you talking about?
I'll message it to you.
No, I'm not even what character.
Adam from yeah.
Oh
Adam.
yeah, Adam. I feel bad for him. Like he didn't. People are like treating that like it's a cool scene. I felt bad when he was kicking the shit out of him. Like, dude, how was he supposed to know?
I mean, it was a great scene because it showed that Kingpin is back, but even then, I'm like, damn, he really did not deserve that beating.
Yeah.
And I guess, what else happened? I forget.
I'm gonna go. Okay, guys.
Okay, have a good one, Jake.
See ya.
It's a pleasure.
I guess we could stop it there. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I think it's very good, very fun. Can't wait for the finale. So,
Heck yeah. Same thing for me. I want to see how this ties up. I really feel like this is baking into like one of the Disney Plus's best shows. So it's like how you said, Joe. I like the fact that they're going dark, man. Like, no holding back on this one. We need to see like more shows like this from like, you know, a different perspective, a different angle. It's okay to go dark. It's okay to act like this with like, you know, the characters and like, you know, being true to like the source material. You know, this is a Marvel Knights character. Like Daredevil has always been like that. It's always been like, you know, cutting edge, like, you know, to the fray all the way.
yeah.
So the fact that
definitely
they're doing this is kind of like paying homage to like the source material, the character itself, the creators, giving respect to the creators, expertise, and like, you know, how they want this character being done justice, and the fact that like Disney Plus, like they're willing to stop being kid friendly MCU for like a little minute and just like give us like something hardcore. I really feel like they do a lot more of this for like other Defenders MCU TV shows. If we ever like see like another Luke Cage or Iron Fist, I don't know, or maybe another Jessica Jones or something like that. It's okay to be dark like this, man. This is the Hell's Kitchen that we all were anticipating from the very start, from the get go. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with that. And yeah, it's good to be bloody. You know, I'm not saying like every single show ever from here on out should be like this, but just go about it in a sense that where it actually makes sense, and they do it with Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, you need to continue this. This is great.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the pod for now. This went on for way longer than I thought. Like we got so caught up in the Minecraft shit, it kind of extended it a half hour. But next week we will be discussing our full review of all 9 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and like mainly the finale, and I guess some other things that we'll talk about. I don't really know what we'll talk about, but I'll eventually find out. Like I'll think of something. But thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you liked it, if you want to see more of this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord if you want to. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday for the Golden Pipe Gang. Have a good one, guys.
Peace out, yo.